Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's only been a day since my channel's been up, right? And I made that video, but I surprisingly got some comments already on my first video, right? It was the harsh realities of living in the Antelope Valley, specifically in the Palmdale and Lancaster area. And I believe people thought I was insensitive to a lot of the things that's going on here in regards to people's situation, especially when it came down to jobs, right? However, I feel like there's a rebuttal for that. I mean, look, you got two choices, right? You can sit in the corner and freaking cry about it, or two, you go out there and be freaking hungry, right? It's either eat or be eaten, right? But you don't want to screw somebody over along the way, like steal from them, right? Which I see a lot of stuff happening like that here. Like they can't figure themselves out, right? They get frustrated, so and they want to blame society, so they go ahead and just screw everything up for the rest of the world. This is why, as a community, you can't grow. How are you going to grow if you're stealing from somebody else? A lot of folks want jobs that are high paying right off the bat, especially the younger generation. That's something that I noticed. The reason why I'm saying that is because I think social media is definitely influencing a lot of that thinking, especially in today's day and age. Everything requires experience, right? And I know that people are applying for basic positions, but I'll start off with that. Everybody needs to do the bitch work first. Unless you have really good luck, you're not going to find something that you can start making a living wage, right? So sometimes you have to take a step back to move forward. So take that bullshit paying job and fluff it up in your resume, right? And believe it or not, I would say a good 90%, I don't know if I'm accurate now, but literally every single one of the resumes that I've read from people who are not only from here, but from, in general, like their resumes suck. They don't have the ability to project what they've done, right? Like if you're a cashier, right? All they put was that, I was a cashier for this many years, right? No, label your accomplishments, give them numbers, give them something quantifiable, right? Not just the quality of work that you've done, because anybody could brag about themselves. And those of you who are saying, oh, I already done all that, I already did this, I already did that. Okay, let's again take a step back to move forward. Some people need to swallow their pride and their ego and take criticism as it is and not as an insult. And I think that's an issue, what I've noticed here too. Like a lot of people who are, especially the young ones, they hate taking advice from older people who's been there and done it. I think that's very foolish. I think there needs to be more wisdom instilled upon the younger generation. I mean, I'm not an old guy. I just turned 26, so I'm not old. I'm not a boomer, as they like to call it today. But unfortunately, from what I've observed, there's a lot of insecurities that people have here. I don't know why. Maybe it's the way they grew up. I'm pretty sure, right? I mean, child development is a huge portion in someone's life, right? They're always going to remember that one thing that happened to them when they're a kid, and a lot of times those become insecurities for those people, right? But it's always important to be able to move past those insecurities and take criticism. It's not being insulting, right? Where you got to fight every person you see, right? I mean, there's so many things to be insulted for in your life. You're not going to fight everybody. So anyways, going back to the topic, I'm telling those guys right now that you're literally 1,000 responses away from getting a job. I guarantee you, if you dedicate yourself to send out 10 resumes a day, 20 resumes a day, I don't care, sit out there all freaking day, right? That's your job right now, is to find a freaking job. 8 hours a day, sending out resumes, right? And not just bullshitting each single application, but actually being able to let the employer know what you've done, right? Quantifying it for them so they can have a better image. And then maybe you might land an interview, right? And you get 1,000 applications out there. I guarantee you, one is bound to hit you up. Especially find something that you're passionate about. Find something that you want to have a career in. Let's say you want a career in retail, right? Start off as a cashier. Start off as a stock, right? I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. I can't really paint the picture for you guys. You gotta have to paint your own picture. All I can really do is provide you guys the advice. And when you land that interview, have the ability to be able to present yourself in a professional manner, right? I noticed that a lot of people talk like they have a fried egg of a freaking brain here, right? Like, I'm not talking to those guys. I'm talking to the guys who actually care about their future. Like, be able to present yourself. And politics aside, a lot of people still like to be addressed as sir and as ma'am, especially when you're in a professional business environment. they like to see you looking clean and shaven. That's just how it is. If you want a high paying job, you're the face of the company. They don't want to send some guy who doesn't know how to brief something, right? Or speak in a professional manner, or look in a professional manner. They want somebody who can do that. Look deep down your heart. Look in the mirror. See how you look like, right? See where your downfalls are. If you say you're perfect, you're wrong. I sure as hell am not perfect. But that's just my rebuttal to whatever comments I was getting in my first video. So continue to comment. Feel free to comment. I want to know what you guys think. Any more questions, any more advice specifically that you want me to give out. I feel like I've done pretty good in my life so far. Knock on wood, right? I mean, everybody, gets down dumb sometimes, but you got to be able to call yourself back out. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe.